Yo, what's up everybody, it's Ed from the Cross Pod. And look man, I bit my tongue long enough. Y'all see the title. This has to stop.
This must all end. I know now that it's over.
You know, it really seems like an annual tradition for national media every year to constantly undermine and disrespect the Hornets' far and few between star players. We saw it many years during the Kemba Walker era, and now it's shifted to Lamelo, and this time around it seems far more extreme. Here's the thing. Anyone who doubts that Lamelo Ball is a winning player either hasn't watched the Hornets and Lamelo play or doesn't understand the context of the Hornets team the past 2 seasons. And let me say this before I get into this. If you've watched our channel for any period of time, you know I'm a Hornets fan. I make that very clear. But the notion that Lamelo is anything less than an elite game-changing star point guard when healthy is just completely misguided and wrong. And some of the critiques are warranted. He is not a perfect player. He has limits to his game right now, no doubt. But man, some of the comments, articles, and lists I've been seeing are just ridiculous, dude. Let's look at Lamelo sort of from a micro view for a second. Consider he just turned 23 this month. Lamelo is already probably a top 5 passer in the league. Lamelo is one of the best shooters in the league considering volume, especially on wide open catch and shoots. He is one of the best transition players in the league. He was one of the most efficient scorers out of the pick and roll last season. And during his last healthy season, he was only second to Luka in estimated wins contributed for players under 25. Also consider that Melo really hasn't played a consistent span of basketball in 2 years. So he was never truly in a rhythm with his own game and the games of his teammates. The closest thing we saw to Lamelo playing frequently was last November, where he averaged 31, 8, and 8 after having to knock off Russ the first 10 games of last season. And Lamelo was, make no mistake, backpacking the whole team the entire month due to other guys being out and our terrible depth. And this is where the argument that Lamelo is inefficient is truly ignorant. Yes, he shot 43% from the field last year. But I encourage any one of you listening to go back to the 20 games or so that Lamelo played last year and actually look at some of the lineups he was playing with. I mean, it was maybe 1 or 2 actual NBA guys at times, and the rest were straight-up G League dudes. So yeah, Lamelo had the ball hog and tried to create something while he's getting blitzed and triple-teamed every possession. But despite this, whenever Lamelo plays, the Hornets have always had at least an average offense, no matter who else is on the court. In this upcoming season, the Hornets will have the most talent they've probably had since 2016, but certainly in this current Lamelo Ball era. And let's not forget that Lamelo won Rookie of the Year and became an All-Star not just because of his stats alone, but because he directly affected winning in Charlotte. I mean, the last time he was healthy for a season, the Hornets won 43 games. Lamelo was only 20 years old when that happened. And let's be honest, that was a pretty subpar supporting cast to what they have now. So to sort of wrap up here, this upcoming season is a huge one for Charlotte, but Lamelo in particular, the roster has depth. It has more size, it has more shooting, it has better defensive personnel. So if Lamelo can stay healthy, the expectation should be at least making the play-in, in my opinion, in the weak Eastern Conference. But to be very clear, none of the improvements the Hornets have made will matter one bit if Lamelo can't stay healthy. But the good news is, from all reports I've seen, Lamelo will wear ankle braces. He will try to wear ankle braces this year. So maybe, just maybe, the Hornets can have some injury luck and we can finally see what this young core can become under Charles Lee. So yeah, I do think it's a great time to be a Hornets fan right now. And if Lamelo stays healthy and the team around him stays healthy, I think Lamelo can truly flirt with an All-NBA type season this year. And maybe the Hornets can just find a way to get into the postseason for the first time in 8 years. Make sure you guys like, comment, share the channel. And as always, until next time.